How's everyone doing? Welcome to beautiful Thursday, July 14th, 2026. Holy shit. Like, why don't we have like hover cars yet? You know what I mean? I'm Mindy Mayhem. Welcome to the Music Mayhem show. Yay! I want to kind of like share part of my day-to-day journey, I guess, in life with you. So, this is what I normally look like about 99% of the time. So, I mean, I'm a grunge bassist. So, flannels, band tees, all of that shit. I'm pretty casual. And like when we went to the New Mexico Entertainment Awards on Sunday, which was just a couple days ago, we had to like dress up like super formal and everything. So, anyways, I don't even know if I have any followers. If you guys want to say anything, if you want to give me a follow, if you want to tell me to go fuck myself, that's great. I will accept all of those so long as you give me attention. All right, so thank you for joining my channel. So I leave fate up to what I call the randomizer. All right, randomize. Makeup Mayhem. All right. The randomizer has spoken. So, anyways, Makeup Mayhem. To share like a little bit more about the New Mexico Entertains, for example. Like I had to go from being typical me, which is, I mean, like if I have like a normal show, like I'm going to be sweating. It's 100 degrees out. I have to have foundation that lasts. I have to have makeup that lasts, and not to be super girly about things, but I shop around, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I try to find, like, the right foundation that, like, works for me. I have, like, I guess more mature skin. And, like, my skin's super dry. It's, like, a dry climate here. I swear by this stuff. Haus Labs. Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Fondant. And, it is in 110 light neutral. So, like, it seems like it wouldn't be a good match on me, but, like, the stuff actually, like, it blends in super, super well. And as any of you ladies or makeup wearers, if you wear foundation and everything, I mean, like you gotta have something that works for your skin. It works for your undertones, stuff like that. So I have like what you would consider a neutral undertone. So I have a balance of warm and cool tones to my skin. So like a little bit of pink, a little bit of peach, a little bit of like under eye circles. I got the under eye circles right there. They never go away, dude. Like, never. Like, I could get, like, 10 hours of sleep and somehow still have that. Makes it seem like I'm part of the effing undead or something. But I do have, like, I would have to say, like, between fair and light skin. And I want to give my skin, like, a little bit of a break because, like, I wore, like, a crap ton of makeup on Sunday. And then I can show you what we look like all dressed up. I was pretty proud of us. We clean up nice. Clean up nice. All right, so let me share my monitor. Let me see if there are pictures still. Yep, there we go. So that is us and November Radio. So it is us on the left-hand side. From left to right, us Shy Guy people that's Joey, our drummer. That's me, obviously, in the center there. And then that is Eddie, my boyfriend, and the guitarist right there. So, like, look at us. We look sharp, man. We had figured if we're going to lose, we're going to lose in style. And we did lose. We lost out to a band, I think, from Taos, New Mexico. They're called Dissolves. And do I have anything after that? Oh, yeah. Like, it's also a picture of just the three of us looking all super super schmancy and everything. I was pretty proud of us. I have also, not to be a nerd or nothing about my outfit, but I created a lookbook. I don't know if this dates me like freaking 90s or something, calling it a lookbook. The JCPenney's lookbook. This is basically what I wore. So like this is it's like a black and nude lace dress, and I had like a dark red sash around my waist. That was my bag that I was carrying, and I did my nails black. Actually, my nails are still done from that. You can actually see like the rings that I was wearing. So like I was wearing like this black one right here, and then I got this guy right there too. But I figured that I would just like wear them all the time now because I always wear like black and silver jewelry anyhow, but I was just wearing all black jewelry. I got like dance shoes off of Amazon, and like they were super comfortable, and like the buckles were easy. Like these, like they were actually pretty slick. it looks like a buckle, like where you gotta put the little doodad through and all of that stuff. But there's actually like another clasp underneath it. It's like a quick release, and that's actually kind of good because like when you're dressed up and like you're in a dress and everything, it's kind of hard to like finagle that stuff. And then I did kind of basically like a faux hawk. I clipped in dark red extensions and I basically bunned it up like that. I couldn't get it into four buns. I got it in a three, so um, it's really hard to see there. But yeah. But hey, give me a follow if you want. I wanted to rant for a moment about the difference between contour and bronzer. For a bronzer, I use NARS, and it is in the color Laguna. So if you see the bronzer, and then you see for the contour, I use a fair to light because I have like combination kind of it's across it. It's not fair, but it's not light. Contour is for giving shadows. It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors, everybody. So anybody who wears contour is like trying to do one of two different things. They want to either like lift their face or they want to slim their face down or like chisel something out in a way. Contour is actually where you add shadow. And I see a lot of people that will use too dark of contour and it'll kind of show up as like a mask, like especially if they do like they'll do like the jawline. If you have a double chin, like I have like a little bit, like I don't know if you can see it, but so like you literally take that and you put it where you want to create like any type of shadow. So like for example, cheekbone, right? Contour on cheekbone, contour underneath the jawline, and that'll kind of like lift and kind of like slim your face up a little bit. For bronzer, you want to take the bronzer. Sounds like sounds like a bad guy in a video game, like he's like boss level. But for the bronzer, you want to put that where the sun touches you, where the sun hits you. So like typical application for that would be like up along like your forehead, kind of like hit your temples a little bit, kind of down the center a little bit, maybe like do a little spotch on your nose, maybe like a little bit on your chin, kind of like cheekbones or something like that. Which brings me to the next part that I was going to rant about insofar as makeup is creams versus powders. Some people will use cream foundation. I use cream foundation because I have dry skin. So I use, again, like the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This stuff is waterproof, sweat-proof. Good luck getting it off your face. You know what I mean? Like you actually have to use like actually like cleanser. You know what I mean? And like hydrate afterwards because the sheer act of getting this off of your skin. But it's really light and it's very buildable. So like I would say it's medium to full coverage. And I do that and everything. It just creates a foundation. It creates like a canvas, a blank canvas. And then the ironic part, and any lady will chuckle at this, is that you basically blank out your face, make everything like just one tone with the foundation, and then you go in with contour, give yourself some shadow, and give yourself some blush. This was the blush that I used as well, so it's Toasted Chai. So it's kind of like a brick red color. Little goes a long way. I usually just do like about 3 dots like along my like upper cheek and then buff it in. That's all you do. I use a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion. I have had this dude for years. Like, look at it, it's like peeling off. I broke it even more. Batting 1,000, Mindy, batting 1,000. And I will use this side for the contour. So to like just like when I like apply it, I just kind of buff it in. And like you see, I already have like a shadow, obviously, just because of like lighting and whatnot and everything. And it's just a way of like having like lighting actually kind of pick up your face and kind of like create like a certain event. So like I would just kind of like basically buff that in, and then I would add the blush, couple dots, but I would buff that in with a different brush. The only thing that I say about that is like, especially like when the product is new and kind of still wet on your brush, it's going to transfer. So like you don't want to negate like your contour with like blush or the other way around and everything. So like what I would do with my blush is I would actually take a blush brush that I would normally even use for powder blush. So it's kind of like a bigger rounded one and just kind of buff that, like just kind of buff it in circles. And like that's kind of all you do. You just like kind of basically buff in the contour and the blush if it's cream. If it's powder, you want to do this after your foundation and after your setting powder. So again, powder on powder, cream on cream. So for example, I have cream foundation, cream concealer, cream blush, cream highlighter. I put all of that on, buff it in, make sure it looks good, and then I set it with the setting powder, right? If you have powder foundation, you can just put powders on top of it. So like, for example, the bronzer. Bronzer I wouldn't put on before I put my setting powder on because it's gonna like make it look weird. So I would put my setting powder on first and then my bronzer. So that was basically like the order of operations I did. Moisturizer, foundation primer, foundation, color corrector under my eyes. I use a peach, and like you see, like it's not much of a difference, right, with my skin tone, but it helps like blend out kind of like those dark under eyes. I have like eye boogers, and it like helps blend out those under eye circles if you have under eye circles. It depends on the color. It depends on your skin tone. If you have darker skin, then I would go with like a more of an orange. Like if you have like a darker skin tone, if you have lighter skin tone like I do, fair to light, then I would say peach is very good for you if you have dark under eyes. And Haus Labs actually is known for being like very unisex. It's very gender neutral. They're like if you go on their website, they literally will have like male and female, or however they identify models, like showing you how their makeup looks. I mean, like they have uh, all different types, like foundation, bronzers, blushes. She has her own brushes. It's made by Lady Gaga. Lip crayons, lip oil, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Just like a full range of products and everything. So I would definitely recommend Haus Labs, especially that foundation. Um, I think it has great coverage, and I will sweat. I sweat a lot, like when I play. I mean, like it. Keep in mind it's in the upper 90s here in New Mexico right now, and like it's not like the foundation will prevent you from sweating. It being sweat proof just means that it's not going to look like shit, basically, like after you stop sweating. Like I would just like go into the bathroom and just kind of like dab my forehead and not it looked like nothing happened. Like I still had like a perfect complexion, which was impressive. All right. Please give me a follow. If you want, check out my band, ShyGuy.online. We are a three-piece rock, grunge rock band, and I think we're pretty good. We're like a power trio. So everybody take care and rock on, guys.